About a decade ago, I visited Sri Lanka with one main purpose: to travel to a small little town called Magore and to bring back clay pots for cooking. These red pots are kind of ubiquitous in Sri Lanka for traditional cooking. This is their traditional cookware. And I grew up hearing stories retold by my parents and my relatives about cooking over open fires in their kitchens, like actual fires with firewood, using these clay pots. And when they talked about the cooking and the utensils and the fire, they would just say how wonderful the food was, not only because of the ingredients, but because of the manner in which it was cooked. Hearing about this my whole childhood just made me really want to go there and see it myself and bring back these, which I did. So I traveled all the way there with my best friend Christian. We hired a car and we were driven up to Molagore, and I met the potters that made these wares. It was a beautiful, wonderful experience. I had some of these in my luggage. I shipped some of them home. Half of them didn't survive, but the ones that survived are here, and they are used regularly when I cook Tamil food. Well, when I was in Molagore, I really looked at everything that was for sale, and in addition to the cookware, there was one more thing that I brought back that was made out of this traditional red clay. So I make pottery, and when I'm looking at a piece of hand-thrown pottery, I often try to figure out how it was made. And I don't think this was made in two pieces. I think this was thrown as a single piece, which is not easy to do. It's a shape that's brought up and then was closed at the top if this was thrown in one piece. And this little thing is a piggy bank. It has no hole except for the slit at the top, and that's where you put your money into. So I brought this back and I started a little practice. Again, this is going back about 10 years of only putting money in here that I find in the street. Any money, a penny, a nickel, a dime, a quarter, and even bills. And I have to say that over the last 10 years, it has been surprising how many times I have seen bills on the ground, like more than 5 times. I've seen actual notes of money on the ground. And I get all flustered. I'm kind of shocked because I look around and I have to say, I feel like I am the only person on the sidewalk in New York City who is not walking around staring at their phone. That is a policy of mine that I don't do it. So I'm walking around looking, and I'm the only person looking, which is why the money that's sitting there is all for me. And I feel great about it. I'm like, this is your reward for being in the moment, being present. You get rewarded because you were looking, you get to pick up the money, and I do. And then I bring it home, and I'm so excited to put it into here. So just yesterday, I found this on the ground, a quarter. The laundry machines in this building used to only take quarters. So there was a long stretch of time where I never spent an actual quarter. I always put it aside for laundry, and that has changed. Now we have a card. But the quarters that I found on the street, I was always like, do I use this for laundry? But I didn't. I was very diligent about reserving my quarters found on the street for this. So this is what's going to happen. This goes in here, and this is pretty full. Like it's probably up to here with money, and the coins are not moving freely because there are bills in there. I can't remember what the denominations of the bills are, but anything. I mean, there have been times when I found $5 bills on the ground. Lots of singles. I don't know if I've ever found a $20 bill. Once when I was swimming in the ocean in Rhode Island and we were collecting seaweed, I picked up a bunch of seaweed, and in the seaweed was $50 that had been like covered in seaweed. lost sailor at sea, drowned, and his $50 note was engulfed by the seaweed. Anyways, so the thing that I want to share about this is the entire circle of this practice. When I brought this back from Sri Lanka and I decided that I was going to use it, I decided I would use it only for money I found on the street. And then I worked my way to the end. And the end is when this piggy bank, Undiyal, it's called an Undiyal in Tamil. When this, so I don't like to call it a piggy bank because it's not the shape of a pig, and yet I don't know the English word for anything that's like this that's not a piggy bank, so I'm just going to call it, when my Undiyal is full, when I can't get another thing in there, I am going to ritualistically say thanks, and I'm going to break this open, and I'm going to take all of this money, and I'm going to go to dinner alone by myself. And the amount of money that's in here is going to dictate where I go. Maybe it'll just be McDonald's. Maybe it'll be Sweetgreen for a salad. Maybe it'll be one of my favorite restaurants in New York, Lilia or Pastis. I don't know, because I don't know how much money I'm going to have in here. But the thing that is so wonderful about setting the end to this is that it incentivizes me and it excites me whenever I see a coin on the ground, because it isn't just picking up a coin. It isn't just picking up a coin and saying, oh, I found a coin. It's working towards a kind of celebration, a celebration of being present and in the moment every time I'm on the sidewalk. And I love that. No one told me to do this. I just sort of came up with this on my own. And over the 10 years, because this is not an intentional thing. I'm not going out there looking for money. It's just whenever it happens. There have been these really funny moments where I burst out laughing, where I'm on my bike and I gasp because I see a coin on the ground, and I get off my bike and I go to get the coin and I put my finger on it and it's like, it's been smushed into the asphalt from heat and from like car tires going over it, and it's in there, it's embedded in there, there's no getting it out. So those are one for the road. But the ones I pick up, I bring home and I put in here, and I feel like it's like testing fate or tempting providence to leave a coin on the ground when I see it. I feel like it is blasphemous. I say to myself, you're going out and you are spending money which you earned. You are working and earning money, and here is money right in front of you, and it doesn't matter how little it is, even if it's a penny. To walk by it, to see it and to walk by it is boastful, arrogant, not good. So I always make the effort. It doesn't matter how much it is. It's the fact that it is a coin and it is money and it's on the ground. To pass it and leave it there it's a sin in my books. So that's this little Undiyal, something that I love a lot, something that I know one day will be destroyed. I was told there are ways of taking the money out of it, but that's not the point. That's the thing. The point of this is not to save this thing. The point of this was to create this practice, which has been so fulfilling and rewarding and playful. It's childlike. But when I'm sitting, and this is the thing, who knows, when the time comes to actually use this, and who knows when that will be, and it seems like the world might be coming to an end real soon, so maybe I should just break this open and go out and have some chicken wings. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just continue my practice. I'm going to really enjoy that dinner. It's going to be a very special solo night alone. Feeling kind of the rewards of being present in the city. All those little moments adding up. Beep, beep, beep. This is what you do when there's beeping in the street. Dance. Dance party. It's what I always do when there's even a car alarm. You gotta take advantage of the moment. Dance party over. Just dance, 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 dance.